Hi, Assalamualaikum and a very good day. My name is Farahana Binti Kamarulzaman, and today I will share my presentation, which is design analysis of proximal soil sensing system based on electrochemical ISE sensor for total nitrogen and potassium fertility assessment. Okay, this is the 5 chapters. I have divided into 5 chapters, which is chapter 1 for introduction, chapter 2 for literature review, Chapter 3 is methodology and how I carry out this project. Chapter 4 is result and discussion. And Chapter 5 is conclusion and recommendation. Okay, for chapter number 1, abstract. So as we know, a modern approach is known as precision agriculture. It's been introduced in the last 2 decades to increase the needs of humans and society from conventional agriculture. So it utilizes the new technologies, integrate with data collecting and effectively analyze them to improve production efficiency while ensuring the profitability, sustainability and protection of the environment. So it has a strategy that utilizes incorporates information technology and crop supervision to ensure that crops get exactly what they need for optimal health and productivity. Okay, this is the introduction and this is the gross value added of agriculture sector by type of economic activity for the year of 2020, and based on the Department of the Statistics Malaysia, the agriculture sector contribute about 7.4%, which is ringgit Malaysia 118.6 billion to the gross domestic product in 2020. So at the national level, the contribution of the agriculture sector to GDP is between 0.03 to 22.8%, and it is ranked 8 out of 10 on other Asian countries. Okay, this is the problem statement. So we have 3 problem statements. Number 1 is for system developing. So the first problem statement is the time taken to analyze the soil fertility using standard laboratory method. So the standard way to analyze the composition of the nitrate, potassium, it takes about 2 to 3 months to get the actual result. So for the online monitoring, so normally the farmer using the manual way to monitor the plant growth. So previously, farmer do not know exactly what is the NPK composition for the plants. And as for the performance, the accuracy of single sensor is mostly low and limited compared to the multi-sensor due to the fact of all proximal soil sensor react to less than one interesting soil property. So as for the objectives, so we have catered to trying to solve all the problem statement that I have stated before. So for the system developing, so we design and analyze the proximal soil testing system based on electrochemical ISE sensor for nitrate and potassium fertility assessment. And for the online monitoring, so we have developed an IoT monitoring system based on the smart farming concept using the Raspberry Pi, which is we use the Node Red for the integrated data fusion of proximal soil sensing devices. And for the performance, we will monitor the performance and evaluate the performance of the developed system and validate the ISE sensor with the IoT platform by using the correlation analysis. So this is the scope. So we use the Raspberry Pi as the main controller, and then we use the Node Red for the web online based monitoring and analysis of soil and ambient parameter data using IoT platform. And then we use the ISE sensor to identify the nitrogen and potassium soil assessment. We also testing the experiment will be done using the vertical hydroponic and hydroponic set. Okay, for the chapter 2, which is literature review. So we have studied about the problem in agriculture sector in Malaysia. So the problem is not enough research and development in total nitrogen and potassium fertility assessment. For the precision agriculture, it's a method that uses IT to provide high quality products to ensure that crops and soil receive exactly what they need to grow and produce at their best. So the sensors, area systems, stationary IoT solutions for precision agriculture and other technologies are now available to help farmers to collect more accurate data. And this project we use the Node Red to provide an online monitoring system and to give us the best data for us to collect and analyze the data to know what is the best for the plant growth. Okay, this is the soil nutrient. As we know, there are three important composition, which is nitrogen, potassium, and phosphorus. IoT in smart farming, as we all know, the IoT in smart farming is useful to improve crop monitoring, for time efficiency, for pesticide control, for soil management, water management, and insecticide, and etc. So this is the parameters that we have been used, which is NPK. NPK is important to help us monitor the healthy foliage, strong roots, and healthy plants. Okay, this is the summary of the literature review. So for the Mohamed Javadi, they have been using the sensor BISNIR and XRF, and the advantage of the proposed system, they have improved the accuracy of key soil attributes that are essential for PA practice, such as soil pH, OC, extractable P, magnesium, calcium, and nitrate. So the current approach challenge that they have been faced is, since there are few soil samples from each region used in the analysis, so local weighing regression was unable to calculate the local weights correctly. For Noshuada Tajuddin and et al., so the measurements that they had collected is NPK. So sensors that they have used is GIS, GPS, and ArcGIS 9.3 software. So the advantages of the proposed system is precise view of oil palm and spatial analysis techniques help in identifying areas that need a specific management approach. So the current approach challenge is age of oil palm could influence disease resistance and labor time and cost. Okay, this is the summary of literature review. Okay, this is the methodology. So this is the project of the project hardware. So how we carry out our project. From the start, fertilizer A and B will mix into the aqueous solution, and then we connect the ISE Nitrate and Potassium sensor with Raspberry Pi and BNC viewer. And then ISE Nitrate and Potassium sensor will measure the concentrate and ions to aqueous sample, and then the result will display and store in CSV file and the cloud data storage, and then we will evaluate the performance and validate the ISE sensor with IoT platform using the correlation study. Okay, this is the project for the project software. We install and enable the Raspberry Pi, and then we scan the sensor using the Bluetooth command, and then if they found the sensor, and then the sensor will get the MAC address and execute the Raspberry Pi to get the parameter reading, and then we will design the Node Red flow to get the parameter reading, and the result will show in the IoT platform for the online data monitoring, and this is the export data, and we will do the analysis based on the Node Red reading. Okay, this is the sample of the coding and the Node Red Python coding and Node Red that we have been used. Okay, the sensor used in this system is MSES, Atlas Scientific ISE Sensor, ISE Nitrate Sensor, and ISE Potassium Sensor. So the hardware that we use are Raspberry Pi, LCD BNC, hydroponic set, and water tank. Okay, the software that we have used is Node Red, MATLAB for the data analysis, and VNC. Okay, this is the block diagram for the project. So we have been using three sensor, which is MSES, Atlas Scientific Sensor, and NKIC sensor, and then we connect using the Bluetooth and Wi-Fi to the Raspberry Pi, and using the Node Red simulation, we will get the result into the user interface, which is VNC. Okay, for the proposed experiment, so for the experiment number 1, so we will test the electrical conductivity of different volume of fertilizer. We will be using a different volume of fertilizer to see the value of the electrical conductivity and what is the effect to the plants that we have used. So for the equipment, we're using the MSES sensor and Atlas Scientific ISE sensor, and then we use two kind of fertilizer, which is fertilizer A and B, then water tank and 1 liter of mineral water to mix with the fertilizer, and then 5 ml of shearing to calculate and to mix all the solutions. So this is the illustration how we do the experiment. So 500 ml of water, and we will mix into 1 ml of fertilizer A, and we will combine the solution into water tank, and then 500 ml of water we will mix with fertilizer B, 1 ml of fertilizer B, and we will mix the aqueous solution into water tank, and we will combine the solution into water tank. And okay, for the purpose experiment number 2, we will fill the container with water until it touches the bottom of the basket containing the sponge, and we will place 3 seeds into each sponge and spray water to moisturize the seeds during the germination week, make sure the sponge is all wet. And then we will add AB fertilizer solution for the enlargement of the plants, and the volume of fertilizer, we will monitor the different growth of the plants. Okay, for the chapter 4, which is result and discussion. So for the analysis number 1, so the effect of the different volume of fertilizer into the electrical conductivity. So as you can see, for the electrical conductivity of the different volume of fertilizer, this is for fertilizer A, this is fertilizer B. The second graph is for fertilizer B, and the third graph is for the fertilizer A plus fertilizer B. So you can see the graph effect. So as the discussion, when the amount of fertilizer in solution increase, the electrical conductivity of the solution also increase. Other than to examine the electrical conductivity of different amounts of fertilizer, the accuracy of these two sensors was also compared. So based on the result, there is a slight difference in the value of electrical conductivity between these two sensors. Hence, in order to save the budget, farmers can use the ISE sensor to observe their soil fertility. MSES is a quick and simple installation. MSES is portable, easy to use, testing it into the soil and pair it to the user's phone. For the analysis number 2, the relationship between electrical conductivity EC value with plant's leaf growth. So the aim of the study is to study the relationship between EC value with plant's leaf growth in different volume of fertilizer. So as you can see, there are 5 graphs that showing the relationship between EC value with plant's leaf growth for tank A, tank B, tank C, tank D, and tank E. So we have been used 5 tanks to monitor the plant growth based on their difference of electrical conductivity. So as the conclusion, as we can obtain from the graph, as the EC value increase, the plant's growth will also increase. The plant's leaf will grow accordingly to the volume of EC value, but the excessive high of EC level will lead to stunted growth, leaf damage, and eventually the plant will be dead. So that means if farmers apply too much fertilizer, that it cannot be taken up for the plants, or they cannot stand the EC value or retained by the soil, so there is a danger that the plant will die. If this happens, it also will affect the drainage water and will get into the rivers. So rivers will have a eutrophication, which is the rivers will be affected by the excessive use of fertilizer. So for the conclusion and recommendation, the design and analysis for the Proximal soil sensing system based on electrochemical sensor for nitrate and potassium soil assessment has been done. IoT monitoring system using the Raspberry Pi and Node Red for the integrated artificial and proximal soil sensing devices has been developed and tested. The performance of the sensors have been evaluated using the correlation study. So for the conclusion, the MSES measure is in acceptance range to be used in real-time monitoring systems since it has 97% accuracy, cheaper in price, portable and easy to use. The nitrate and potassium value is vital in plants' growth, but too much of these two fertilizers can also kill the plants. Most of the nitrate ions are contained in fertilizer A, meanwhile most of the potassium ions are contained in the fertilizer B. Hence, in order to make sure that the crops grow well, both fertilizers are needed in plants' growth. For the recommendation, automatic pixel fertilizer can be developed to increase the productivity of the agriculture activities, and the control functions such as automatic watering system can be added to help the farmers. So I think that's all from me. So this is the selected references. I have at least 10 of them. I think that's all from me. Thank you.